Hey guys, JI from MeasureSquare here. Today we're going to do a quick video on creating and managing projects. So from the project pipeline here, I'm going to click New Project in the top right to get things moving. So getting into the new project creation screen, a few things we can notice here. There's a couple fields that have a red asterisk next to them. So that's going to signify the mandatory fields. So everything with that asterisk, I'm going to have to fill this out to create this project. So we'll just do the name here, of course, going to need a project name, and then looks like I need to also select, in this case, source, type, and market segment. By default, you'll have the contact field as mandatory, and we do recommend keeping that as the case. So one thing that you want to note when selecting a contact, if you select a contact that is a part of a company, it'll also add the company. That won't work the other way around, right? If I select Toy House Remodels, that's going to have a number of contacts associated with it, so it can't automatically fill in the contact field for you. But we fill in our contact, and then I would like to mention source, market segment, and type quickly. So these fields all contribute to our analytics section, right? So if I select a source, a type, and a market segment for each project, then a few months down the road, I end up having some pretty strong data in my analytics section, right? So we do recommend that everyone fill out these fields when possible. And if you'd like to take it a step further, you can even go into the settings, into the custom field section, and make these mandatory the way I did. So scrolling down a little bit more, we can choose to create a new diagram. That's just going to create a new takeoff in the project for you. We can choose products. And then here we have some custom fields, right? If you guys want to add more fields to your project screen, you can add those in the settings. Lastly, we have the job site. So we fill in all our mandatory fields. That gets us into the project, right? And just having this project is a massive, massive advantage, right? One of the most significant advantages of using a system like this. So now you have a platform where all of your project information is in one place, right? That's right here. So we start on the overview. That's just going to have basic information, has your contacts, companies, right? Job site, products. But there's a lot more here, a lot of tabs in the middle here to help us manage this project, right? And we can quickly go through a couple of these now. Let's touch on notes. So notes is a very, very powerful field in terms of communication and project management, right? So I can come into this notes section, I can type the @ symbol, and when I do that, it's going to bring up a list of my teammates, right? So now I can select from this list, all right, it's going to be Mr. James, and I'm going to say, spoke with GC earlier. They're awarded. Let's bid this one, right? So I can save this, and once I do, my teammate will actually get an email notification. Hey, you were notified on this project. Here's what was said, and here's a link to that project in the CRM. So very, very strong notes feature that you guys want to utilize as much as possible. Another thing that you can do with notes, you can add hyperlinks, right? So I can come in here, add a link, and that could be useful in a few different ways. What some people do, if you use Google Drive or Outlook, you can actually just link your project folder there, right? And one other thing that helps with that, you can pin notes as well. So definitely keep that stuff in mind, some really strong features there. The other one we have to go over is tasks, right? Tasks are very, very impactful. This is something that your team should definitely utilize whenever possible. But I'll add a task here to get us started. And the way that this works, if I assign this to someone, give my internet a chance to catch up here. If I choose to create this task, assign it to someone for today, that's integrated heavily with our calendar, right? So whether you use Google or Outlook, that task is going to appear right on your calendar immediately. So very, very strong connection there with the tasks. You want to use those to keep your team on track whenever you can. And one more thing with the tasks, if you head into the settings, you can create what's called a task template. So that's going to allow you to add a pre-created list of tasks into your project. So here's my bidding process in 8 items as an example. Then I could just add that whole list into my project and take it from there to manage. So notes and tasks, just a couple of the really, really strong features that you have available here. Also have photos, files, emails, right? And then a really important thing to remember here, all of this stuff is accessible from the CRM mobile app. So once you get here, you're creating projects, managing them. You also have all that functionality from your phone. So that's really it for creating and managing projects. Thanks for watching.